The executive of a republic cannot do what a king or an emperor does. What is the exact amount left in your savings account? Rosewood is a pure example of a traditional country house of this part of England. Martin can't afford the book due to lack of money. A. Hurry up, Lucy. B. Pardon? A. I said hurry up. George acted as a regent when the present king was a child. To serve the burgeoning tourist industry, an array of professionals has emerged. The study argues that the type of action needed against passive smoking should be similar to that being taken against AIDS. Rainfall barely penetrates the soil in this area. Methane is the main constituent of natural gas. It is likely that all uniforms make symbolic sense, namely, denoting a hierarchy. We will solicit guidance and aid from legal experts. The interview don't tell you if applicants are easygoing or hate smoking or whatever. The small battery-powered gadget can deliver subliminal electrical pulses to the skin. Computers make up of the so-called electronic media. At the end of 1889, Eastman launched a new roll film on a celluloid base. Try your best to succeed, that's my philosophy. Jim suffers from chronic back pain after the car wreck. Selecting the right person for the job involves more than identifying the essential or desirable range of skills. The consortium that won the contract for the island opted for an aggressive approach. Buildings, pipes, and roads tend to buckle and crack because of the movement of the earth. Which kind of curry do you like, mild or peppery? How we look sends all sorts of subliminal messages to other people. In the brood chamber below, the bees will stash honey to eat later. Frequent failures did not affect his morale. My grandfather once was a prosperous Briton businessman. Bob was absent from school on purpose. The places we will visit offer a variety of shopping. There will be stricter controls on immigration into the country. It's natural for an old man of his age to be so quiet. Anyway, I bet there are some things you didn't know about bananas. Many consumers feel that government and business have taken on the environmental agenda. The physician said smoking was harmful to my health. These four firms had equal levels of productivity. The East Coast resorts are only a short 20-minute drive from here. Last week we talked about the most effective ways of leading meetings, and the advantages and disadvantages of different leadership styles. The equity of the committee's decision was accepted by everyone. Some large species of dung beetles originating from France excavate tunnels to a depth of approximately 30 centimeters below the dung pat. France derives 3/4 of its electricity from nuclear power. They soon discovered a mutual interest in music. The farms there are quite large, typically around 800 hectares. The house has some high-density insulation materials in the roof. In Tokyo, builders are planning a massive underground city to be begun in the next decade. I wanted to congratulate you all on having passed the exam. Tom was my only Chinese companion during my stay in Switzerland. The defeated candidate claimed that the election was rigged. The intensity of farming in the rich world should decline, and the use of chemical inputs will diminish. You don't have to be present. Merely send a letter of explanation. He told me not to impart it to anyone without his own permission. He forfeited his driving license because he drove after drinking. The energy content of food is measured in calories. We hired a van to move the furniture to our new house. In the noisiest areas, mechanical ventilation will have to be installed in the exterior walls. Students who have reached an intermediate level benefit from learning general English skills. Muslims believe the soul of anyone who commits suicide will suffer eternal damnation. The freedom from foreign invasion enables a country to develop its natural resources steadily. He was tired, nevertheless he kept on working. The architectural style celebrated scientific and engineering achievements by openly parading the sophisticated techniques used in construction. King was an inspiring tutor. I do not think there is a need to make class attendance every day at universities. Is geography an optional course, or does everyone have to learn it? The bank service enables you to withdraw cash from your account at any time. I saw a book in the departmental library that would be helpful. The wound took months to heal. Most have been forced to dismantle their individualistic homes and return to more conventional lifestyles. In this company, wages are paid at the end of every month. The landscape on the Altiplano is the most beautiful I've ever seen. Doing sports can be a good way to release suppressed emotion. George was a scientist at the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization at that time. There's David West, who has volunteered to be the club secretary, and one of the many jobs he will have is to send out newsletters to you regularly. The professor's paper has been issued in the latest periodical. The patient goes to a receptionist and asks her about his disease. Such insurance plan can offer your family's financial security in the event of the loss of properties. It is said that the U.S. produces 300 million aluminum paper clips each day. The research went on apace. Higher yields have been achieved by increased irrigation and better crop breeding. This part of the island is warmer than the southern half, but it wouldn't be fair to say that the southern half is cold.